and gentlemen, against all odds, we're back for another rousing Davy Back Fight Games. Woo! I am joined in the box this afternoon with my lovely second, Christian. Christian, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
You know, I know you were just telling me the other day how much you've been missing these games. How does it feel to get back into this booth so that we can talk about all the fun that we saw this afternoon?
I have never been more energized and ready for Davy Back games in my life, Brendan, let me tell you.
That's right, folks. Christian has made it very clear he loves the Davy Back fight. It's his favorite portion of this franchise, the greatest thing that he's ever seen. He was just telling me in the locker room. You can take my word for it. You don't even need to ask him. Christian, don't even worry about that point. I'm thrilled that we get to talk about the Davy Back fight this afternoon. And you know, what a Davy Back fight it was, wasn't it, Christian?
It was outstanding. I have literally never, as everyone knows, never had more fun in this franchise than watching the Davy Back fight Foxy arc. And so to be able to revisit this idea I was over the moon, frankly. And I just could not wait to sink my teeth into it. And boy, was I not disappointed this time around either.
I knew it. Christian, before we continue on to the events that transpired in this Davy Back fight, why don't you share with the audience your favorite game from the previous iteration of these Davy Back games?
Oh, I'm a big fan of the rollerblade race.
Now we're talking.
That was just an outstanding turn of events. Classic One Piece thing. Do you really think that Luffy, since he's participating, is going to be the one to take home the bacon? And he just can't do it.
And of all people, Zoro is the coach that gets him to miraculously figure out how to skate on them wheels.
Never would have seen it coming, but you know what? Everyone's got an ace up their sleeve.
Speaking of ace up their sleeve and don't see it coming, I really didn't expect that in the very first round, they were immediately going to be calling foul on Brook for not having a stomach during the eating competition. I mean, what do you think about that, Christian?
Well, I mean, can you really blame them? At the end of the day, I love our Straw Hat crew. I love Brook, but really, you got what fair is fair. I'm a stickler for the rules when it comes down to it most of the time, and if I was on the other team, the Foxy Gang, I just would not stand for this either.
Brother, you are holding on to this bit so much longer than I ever believed you would. My God, I think I have to stop because I feel like I'm doing a crime against the Geneva Convention, forcing you to sit here with me.
Well, I'm hip. I can get down with a bit. It's no arroz con pollo or carne asada, but you know,
it ain't no carne asada. That shit lives rent free in my mind. I'll tell you that much.
Carne asada.
Hey, you know, Christian, I'm going to do the summary first and give dribble second, because I feel like that's how we should be doing these things, correct?
Yeah, I feel like we haven't been that bad about it. We read the summary and then we kind of get into our opinions.
I just feel like I normally I'll give like my surface opinions and then do the summary, and I feel like it should be the other way around. I'm gonna try to be a little better about that in the future.
Well, I no problem at all. Let's get right into it then.
All right. Adventure of Nebulandia throws the Straw Hat Pirates into a dangerous trap set by the Marines, who have infiltrated the Foxy Pirates. After challenging each other yet again to a Davy Back fight, both the Foxy and Straw Hat Pirates are lured to the mysterious island of Nebulandia. They quickly realize that something here is off. The island releases a strange fog that completely shuts down Devil Fruit powers. With Luffy, Robin, and others suddenly powerless, they're sitting ducks. Things get worse when a cunning Marine strategist, Vice Admiral Komei, continues his plot to capture them all for good. Surrounded and outmatched, the Straw Hats have to rely on their wits, trust, and non-Devil Fruit skills to survive. Every second counts as they fight to escape the island before it's too late. All right, no, Christian, I feel like I need to clarify something just outright. Because I made it clear last week that I enjoyed this special, that it absolutely clears Adventure on Hand Island. And now I simply need to pass the egg back to you. Was I right, or were you very much not having a good time as soon as Foxy graced your screen?
Well, Brendan.
Oh boy.
You and the audience know
Oh boy.
that I not a Foxy guy traditionally.
Not a Foxy guy. Not a Foxy guy.
I'll buy into a bit. I'm more than happy to participate in a bit and pretend that I enjoyed the Foxy arc once upon a time.
Oh no.
And that, of course, was not lost on me when starting this and seeing the Foxy Pirates.
Yes.
I did not know that that was what I was getting into when I turned on the movie, the special.
Yeah. I think I mentioned it to you once, but I think it's just like in one ear out the other. And honestly, I think we're all better for it.
Yeah, I probably let it just pass through my brain. I heard the F word, the F name, and it just...
He who shall not be fed.
Yeah. I let it just go away. But now we're here.
Yes.
And he was put in front of me, and so was the rest of the movie. And I'm here to tell you, Brendan, that
Oh no.
despite this movie definitely clears Adventure of Hand Island episode of Luffy.
Okay! That's a W, baby. That's a fucking W. We'll take that. We'll take that any day of the week.
That movie was bad.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Anyone who listened last week knows how we feel. And the bar was already set low. I did not know if I had known at that time that Foxy was going to be involved in this movie, I probably would have said, oh, fuck, here we go. I'm going 2 weeks in a row with some low tier ass One Piece specials. And so walking into this one without knowing that ahead of time was already a bonus.
Yes.
Then he comes on and we get the beginning of the Davy back fights. And I'm like, okay, if we're doing this all over again, then I'm gonna be in for not a fun time.
Okay.
But what unfolds afterward was actually a nice surprise. Overall, to keep it surface level, I actually had a pretty good time with this movie.
Hey, that we're talking. Let's go.
Yeah,
Is that where you like to end your thoughts?
Foxy, I'll keep it short with one extra thing.
Yes.
Foxy, not the focus of this movie necessarily.
No, not really.
Part of it, but not the focus. And I think that helped keep it at a tone where I was interested. That, and more importantly, I think, on the opposite end of the spectrum from the antagonist last week, this guy, way more interesting.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Thank you for saying so.
So, as far as things that are going to keep me watching the movie and wanting to keep watching the movie, that was important, and that was done pretty well. And that's where I'll end my service thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, we fucking did it. So I will say I did not have an intimate relationship with the events of this movie going into my rewatch today. I think so. Once upon a time, this was like when I think the dub had like just started Wano, or it was just before Wano was going to start. They were moving efforts away from Wano like wholesale, because they were waiting on additional investment from Sony. This was before Sony invested into Crunchyroll, and then Crunchyroll in addition, or by extension, invested heavily into Funimation and the dub for One Piece. They were investing a lot of time in movies and specials and just like redoing it, like episodes Skypiea, Nebulandia, so on and so forth. And I think I only saw this once before today. And I remember thinking, honestly, it was all a blur, but I knew that Foxy was in it. So I'm like, that's all you needed to say. I see Foxy on the cover and I'm fucking sold.
I'm in.
All in. Then I remember watching it and thinking it was good. I forgot, other than the fact that it happened on a Marine base and that the main real non-sleeper villain was a Marine, I forgot all of the bits, all of the preamble, the threads that, brought everything together. And honestly, I was pleasantly surprised as I'm rewatching it, and I'm not really actively remember everything, but I'm like, this is good. I'm having a good time. The fucking using the mushrooms to incapacitate Sanji and Zoro, fucking done time and time again. But, the forcibly separating the straws to oh, now we're in this brand new island. This guy, he's got like a gimmick where he also doesn't have devil fruit powers. And he's hyper fixated on this idea that, humankind have like no true defense against these wacky fucking powers, and he just like miraculously falls into this special island navy base, whatever the hell, that just so happens to be like the literal foil to devil fruit powers. Contrast to the villain last week, like you said, which I'm so glad that I like didn't remember a fleshed out version of this idea from this movie when I was criticizing last week's, because I feel like I would have been coming into this movie and I probably wouldn't have taken away as much positivity. I forgot that this guy had basically the same dynamic, just with like real drive than the guy last week. So anyway, I'm going into this and I'm like, dude, things are playing out well. I also really like the gags with this main dude where he's like, yes, my something pitfall maneuver, blah, blah, blah. I love the gags. Always a big fan of the gags. I will say literally no backstabs surprised me, and they shouldn't surprise anyone in the audience.
No.
Absolutely none whatsoever. But all said and done, I was in for a good time. And also a sleeper bit in this movie especially, and I fucking totally forgot. All of the throwaway gags at the beginning of this movie are so fucking good. I remember, my favorite one specifically is at the very, very beginning when Usopp and Frankie are, for whatever reason, having like a shooting match just shooting random fucking debris in the ocean, which in and of itself is like already like a fun bit. But then you got Nami and Robin on the side who were making side bets over who was going to be getting it. And then Robin lost and Nami's like, I'll take that. Thank you. And then Robin's giving Frankie shit. She's like, dude, Frankie, this is like the third time in a row. Get your shit together, man.
I know, dude. She's betting on her husband every time, and he's just letting her down.
That's what I'm saying.
It's fucked up, Frankie.
It is fucked up, Frankie. Honestly, that's the kind of shit that I need more of in the average, like, spin-off, random, like, throwaway storyline for the Straw Hat Pirates. That's the shit I live for.
Yeah.
And that's got to be one of my favorite bits in a long time.
That one was good. That was one of the first notes that I wrote down for this movie, this special too, was that idea that they're just taking bets on this fucking sniping contest. And I mean, obviously, if Usopp isn't winning this, then there's probably an issue. But even still, like, it was funny to see Robin just annoyedly fling a coin, not even look either, use her devil fruit power to manifest an arm and a coin, as far as I'm concerned, because that coin just fucking comes out of nowhere.
Facts.
And she flicks it to Nami, and it's good. I loved it. It was a great way to start off strong. You know, they had the fashion show last episode, and that was their strong start, but they flopped from there. This one kept a strong start going for a long time.
Absolutely agree. I also always appreciate a bit where, as soon as we introduce Foxy, none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, we of course lead off with one of his patented perfect disguises. You absolutely cannot tell who that man is or who's underneath the mask.
Yeah, or any of the rest of them. He's expanded his repertoire to be able to hide everyone else around him. Everyone just looks like women.
So anyway, all this to say, I had a great time watching this afternoon. I feel like this is the first special that I can absolutely say stands on its own as a movie-worthy time, I would say. It's not Z, it's certainly not Gold, it's certainly not Stampede, because it doesn't have the quality. But just on its merits, on its simplicity, this is the first time I've watched one of these specials and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a worthwhile side adventure.
Yeah, I think I could probably agree with that. As far as the things we've watched in the last 4 or 5 weeks, basically anything after Stampede. We've done Skypiea, 3D2Y.
Which 3D2Y is also good.
Episode of Luffy, and now this.
But I think this clears 3D2Y.
Yeah, 3D2Y is good too. I think I agree, though. I think I would rewatch, if I had to make the choice, I'd probably watch Nebulandia first. Burndy World is funny, but Nebulandia is probably a little bit better, just because I like the Marine more.
I also like a movie that, actually plays with the Marines. Yeah, I feel like This movie accomplishes everything that Hand Island Adventure wishes it accomplished.
Yeah.
And just like does it so much more seamlessly. In fact, I'm gonna play the same game, Christian. Last week I gave a list of all the things that made that movie fucking bad and how they could have improved upon it. I'm gonna do the same fucking thing again. They got a villain who's a Marine. Well, last week, the reason why their Marine sucked is because he was just comically evil with no substance. What made this Marine interesting is that he's not comically evil, he's comically stubborn and set in his ways and his opinions and is simply just doing what he thinks is best. You know, there's a gray area there that everyone can get behind. At the end of the day, some people grow up believing that Marine's good, Pirate's bad. That's obviously it's maybe the simplest and surface level through line you can make in a gray area character, but at least they did something. They found a line. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for finding a line, even if it required zero thought or effort to make the bare minimum happen. Anyway, they also had a villain that you kind of wanted to root for. I absolutely had no reason to root for Wapple 2.0 in the Hand Island Adventure.
No.
He was literally just a dick. I can root for a guy that at the end of the day, he's salty that he and the vast majority of this universe are basically playing second fiddle strength to any average devil fruit user, and that makes him upset. And he is infatuated with the idea that with the right amount of smarts, with the right amount of technology, this, that, and the other thing, you can outdo or subdue any devil fruit person. Again, still a pretty surface level plot element, but thank you for doing anything. Literally anything at all. I can root for this guy. Well, maybe not like root for him, but I can get behind his cause.
Yeah.
The straws in Hand Island Adventure existed alongside a loose through plot that I did not care about. The straws it was all about the straws, so it made more sense that they existed here. And none of them were over or underused, in my opinion. Maybe except for Sanji and Zoro, I guess. But you kind of have to take a couple of straws out of them, or out the movie at the gate. Otherwise, it'd be too easy to overtake one single bad guy, I think.
Yeah, especially when the focus is going to then be that we're countering devil fruits so heavily, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, bottom line, this is an absolutely fun time. I can't recommend this special to people enough. I think the other, like, movie level special that exists is Heart of Gold. I think this clears Heart of Gold. I think this clears 3D2Y. I wanted to like 3D2Y, I think, more than I got, but I think I really like the animation more than this movie. But the plot line here, I think, is just a more fleshed out idea than anything we got in any of these other specials thus far.
I think it's about as fleshed out as 3D2Y was. 3D2Y, unfortunately, just like the episode of Luffy one, sort of suffers from being a bit of a recollection of a thing you already know, which is probably why I'd be more invested in watching Nebulandia again, just because it would be an entirely new thing that I, hadn't seen a bunch of times before. Granted, 3D2Y was reanimated in the war, so that part was nice to at least have, but to call this like super fleshed out is more fleshed out than 3D2Y, maybe slightly. You mentioned earlier about the maneuvers and all of the backstabbing, especially in this. If this is blindsiding you in any way, shape, or form, like,
well,
come on, like,
yeah, no, I mean, I think
they make it fairly obvious from the get-go as soon as somebody is introduced that it's hey, this person is not gonna be. They even go out of their way, and which lightly annoyed me. They go out of their way to try to convince you otherwise on 2 different occasions, and I'm just thinking to myself, can we, guys, do you really think I'm gonna fall for this? The first time is when Kome shows up after being introduced by Foxy, and he's got this high-pitched voice or whatever, and he's acting a little goofy, and Usopp sees him. He looks up and he goes, that guy doesn't look like much of a strategist. What are you talking about? He looks exactly like a strategist. He's a tall, lanky, snarky looking dude in robes and holding a fan to his face so you can't see his mouth when he talks. He looks exactly like if I were to picture a strategist in like an old movie of any kind, it doesn't even have to be Japanese. I'm thinking like this guy looks like Japanese Littlefinger and from Game of Thrones, and I'm sitting there with my hands on my face like, Usopp, what are you talking about? This is
I really like I like the idea that like you have a lineup of characters like a police lineup, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you've got like Bon Clay, you've got Buggy, you got fucking Moria, and then this motherfucker's in the line, and then Usopp's like, well, shit, I don't know. Any one of them could be the mastermind.
Any one of these people could be the mastermind strategist guy, and I'm incredulous. What are you talking about, Usopp? That was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever heard.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Then later, when Kansho decides he wants to make his appearance known, he's pleading with Foxy to let him go with him so that he can help. He makes an appeal to Usopp again, another critical part of getting duped in this movie apparently, and because he sucks up to Usopp as his sniper senpai. He wants to learn how to shoot gooder from him and also help Foxy save his friends. This guy has also recently joined the crew. And who did we just see who also recently joined the crew betray their asses? Oh, that's right. The not a strategist and Frankie knockoff guy.
Yeah.
So then we got a third one come into the mix and go, hey, I really just am in it for the friendship. He might as well have winked at the camera and put up a thumbs up.
Yeah. I did think that was just like comically funny, is the fact that he's like, I know I'm new to the crew, and I'm like, well, that's a fucking flag. They're like, you just stop talking from here on out. I don't need to hear anything else. Guys, I would like to call for a vote. I have found the imposter.
Yeah. Congratulations. You've completely convinced me that you're the bad guy.
You've completely convinced me you're the bad guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pretend like any of the backstabbing is surprising in any way, especially not Kome, because he's literally introduced in the first, minute of this special as, the guy speaking to the Marines at the Marine base or whatever, we're going to get the Straw Hat Pirates. The age of piracy is coming to an end, or whatever, total villain monologue style. But this other guy, fucking Kansho, the totally not a Marine, disguising himself as a Foxy Pirate.
Fucking so dumb.
Fucking come on, man. What are you doing?
The only one who's not immediately on your radar is Dojaku, but it doesn't even really matter that much because he's lumped in with Kome. So
he's guy I don't recognize, therefore I assume they must all just be bad.
Yeah, he's just also there. He's introduced along with Kome. He's just slightly more low key because he is just a shipwright. He's a genius shipwright, and he tricked out the Foxy pirate ship. And so then you think to yourself, well, maybe there's a chance he's not bad. But
big X to doubt.
Then it doesn't end up being the case, obviously. And
no, not at all.
It's honestly one of the biggest tragedies of this being non-canon is that Foxy's ship is not going to look like that, or maybe it will, I don't know, but they'll at least have to make up a different reason if they decide to keep it that way. But
yeah.
If Foxy even makes a return anytime soon, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend like I know or that I'm waiting for Foxy to show up.
Listen, I can't spoil it for you, brother. I can't just tell you.
No, I know, and I don't want you to either.
I know, you want to savor that.
I'd much rather you hold on to that information, yeah.
I also really like how during the Davy Back fight, right before Kome and Dojaku have betrayed everybody, they immediately start eating the mushrooms, and then the one dude is not eating mushrooms. Now, I will ask you this. Did you think at this moment in time Did you think this was Marine betrayal time, or did you think we were already starting strong with Foxy gimmicks on a Davy back fight? Because I think that's the only genuine switcheroo that they might get away with here.
I think that I thought that initially that this was a Foxy gig and that this was the Foxy Pirates trying to pull one over. But then I saw Portia and Hamburg eating and not the other guy, and I went, oh, okay, well, this seems like there's something else going on besides it just being a Foxy gimmick, because if it was a Foxy gimmick, all three of them would have been eating, and then they would have just snuck in a rebound mushroom into their piles or something so they could keep going or whatever, you know? But the fact that Shipwright guy is just standing back and be like, I've got a strategy for later, and at that point, I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, you know what? This is something else has got to be afoot here, and then it is.
I like how long they drag it out too. Like the fucking Dojaku literally jumps off the stage, and then everyone's like, "Eat the mushrooms." He's like, "Don't worry about it, man. I've got a plan."
It's all kosher, guys. I know what I'm doing.
It's all going according to Keikaku.
Every single one of them. All the 18 layers of Keikaku that we've got in this movie.
Yeah, 18 layers of Keikaku, which all just amount to, I've captured a handful of straws. Please follow me. And now I've brought you to my island of horrors that its sole purpose is to make devil fruit users weak.
I will say, the movie leads off with this montage of shit that happens, and then they lead in with the phrasing that this island nullifies devil fruit powers, and my ears did perk up a bit. I went, ooh, okay. We've got to solve a mystery on our hands where Luffy gets out of this by maybe using his brain a little bit more rather than his bronze. Does that end up actually being the case? No.
It's always more brawn.
It's always more brawn, or brawn from someone else.
Yes.
When you hear that, you think to yourself, oh, well, surely Zoro and Sanji can take care of things, and then they take them out. So, and you know, obviously we progress through the movie, and we get to the point where the 6 of them have been captured on the island. Luffy's still just chilling there, and we don't technically know anything about Brook and Chopper after a certain point. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, there's like a chance that they were captured, but it falls under the age-old theme of if it didn't happen on screen, something else can always be the case. And so the whole time they're championing that Brook and Chopper had been captured, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know about that.
Are you sure?
I don't know. It seems like we could maybe pull something over on you. And then they do, you know. For a little while, it seems maybe Foxy's going to be able to do something. He's getting hoisted. You know, this is one of the other things. If you weren't immediately convinced about Concho when in his introduction, then he's this small dude just hauling Foxy's ass across this island. And
yeah, he is.
You wouldn't expect your average goon to just be that strong for no reason. And I don't know what this guy's Navy rank is, but he's high enough to wear a jacket, so
he'd be having a jacket. I think jackets start at captain. I could be mistaken, but I think that's a thing. So he has to at least be a captain.
Yeah.
Also, I was actually, I don't know if I was pleasantly surprised. I was surprised by one major plot element going back to this Concho guy. I did have a distinct memory of the moment that Luffy got shot. The same moment that we get in the very beginning of this movie. Like,
oh, yeah.
We get that snapshot of him getting shot or whatever. And in my mind, I, for some reason, remembered it was like they made a sea prism stone bullet. But I don't think that's what happened here. I think they were just like penetrating rounds so that they couldn't bounce off him. They could like bore through Luffy's body or whatever. And that's the bit they played off here. Am I mistaken? Did I like miss a line at some point during this movie?
Well, none of it is ever explicitly explained, but they do make a big deal of showing the bullet basically every time that Concho fires. So they weren't pellet rounds like you would see in a normal flintlock or that you usually see in this show. They were bored rounds with a point on them. So I guess you could probably infer that they had a special thing that they wanted for Luffy. I'm also not sure if they were just counting on the fact that he would be weakened from all the exposure to the fog and other devil fruit suppressing elements on the island, and then because of that his rubberness would be suppressed, but the bullet would then affect him, which in the past we have shown is not the case. He still retains rubbery qualities, he just loses the ability to swim. So
yes,
if that was their plan, Kome was missing a few pieces of wisdom there. So
his wisdom was only at 99. It was not at a flat 100.
Yeah, he was missing that one little. He forgot that he slacked off on his grinding for one day, and he missed out on a very crucial piece of information. So
sounds like you're gonna have to go hit the overworld and grind out another couple of hours there, bud.
Hope you've got your configs ready, your scripts ready to just mash that button automatically for you all the time.
I was pleasantly surprised though that we did this bullet bit without a Sea Prism Stone bullet. And then can I also tell you what I was even more happy with? I forgot how they played the bit off in my mind. I thought it was Usopp for some reason, like switched the bullets or something. Like in my mind, I thought this movie was just Film Gold replayed, because at the end bit of Film Gold is that, like, it's like a heist movie, and then they do like the heist bit where they talk about their plans, and then like the villain says like, I planned for you all to do X, Y, and Z thing,
right? And
then the heroes come back and go, but I planned for you to plan that my plan would bring me here. They just like counter each other. I thought that bit played out here in this movie again, where the straws are like, you thought you were the one making all the plans, but you didn't think about our plans or something like that.
Yeah.
So happy to forget that is not the bit, that the way that Luffy makes it out of this is none other than Foxy's stupid fucking button.
That was funny.
What a great fucking gag.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Brendan. The badges, when they were first introduced, were pretty funny.
Yeah.
He just had this box of fucking badges, and Luffy obviously super into it, but then he goes around to everybody else on the crew and they're like, yeah, absolutely not. It would literally make me a lesser human being to wear this. And Luffy's just thinking to himself, oh man, but they're so cool. I just want everyone to also hang out with these. I also kind of appreciate that in his Luffy way, he hasn't really given a shit about what happened in the Foxy arc in the first place. And when Foxy shows up again, he's kind of all about it, where he's just, oh shit, it's you, split head guy. Well, first he doesn't remember because of course not.
Yeah.
And then he's, oh, you're split head guy. And then we finally, we have this recollection moment, and it's funny. And then we start pulling out the badges after Foxy's on the ship with them. And, they have that little moment where they're both like sitting on the bow or whatever and talking about how they want to each save their friends and so on. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, you know what? You can kind of probably guess that this is what Foxy is like back in the original arc.
Yeah, kindred spirits, man.
But seeing it here is at least a little nice. I'm the first one to admit that I'm not a Foxy fan, but I think that in this movie, he's so much more tolerable than in the arc. I don't know what it is. If I've just been worn down from the years of One Piece shenanigans.
Yeah.
And that one was just too early on, or
yes,
just because there is less concentrated Foxy in this movie in general. But seeing the stuff at the beginning, I was thinking to myself, I don't immediately hate this. This isn't the worst thing ever to just have Foxy here and do the game. Like if we had kept doing the games, if we had really gone through with 3 more games, then maybe my opinion would have changed. But in the way that we got him in this movie, I came around a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Fucking hell yes, brother. I've always said Foxy is not only a delight, but he's a man's man. All right, he cares. He's just doing pirating his own way. Is it like underhanded and gimmicky? Yes. Also, do I love a good gimmick? Fuck yeah, I do. Which is why I love this stupid fucking guy.
Okay. Also, that being said, I feel like there's no reason he should be alive in the new world.
Well, he's still got like a crew of like 100 people. He's fine.
Numbers don't matter. We learned this all the way back in Baratier.
Listen, brother, he stood toe-to-toe against Luffy at one point in time. Like, he can hang. He just needs to, like, finesse his opponent with the whole slow bit that he does.
Yeah, I would say he went toe-to-toe with a version of Luffy that had not fully evolved yet. I mean, we're still not at fully evolved Luffy, but we're at least at post-time skip training arc Luffy, and Foxy did not really display any other evolutions of his power other than I hit you again with a slow beam.
Yeah, what a great bit we got in this special where he's like, slow beam or whatever. And I'm like, you just hit him again.
Slower beam.
Yeah. And then he explains the power. He's like, well, it just makes it even slower, but it doesn't last any longer. And then literally everyone's like, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah, like the people already very, very basically at a standstill in the first place with slow beam. Slower beam basically accomplishes nothing.
It doesn't do a whole lot.
The one cool thing Foxy did do in this movie was at the end when he's going to free Portia and Hamburg and he's running through the hallways and he shoots a slow beam, flicks a mirror into it around the corner and then hits the mirror with the slow beam so that it goes around the corner and freezes the Marines. That I was down with. It's not a direct evolution of the power. It's just interesting thinking on the part of the Devil Fruit user and utilizing an aspect of their fruit that is fun. That part, I was like, ooh, all right, Foxy. Okay. Earlier, the slower did not impress me, but this was at least showing me that you used your brain more. We already knew mirrors worked, but keeping that thing on you at all times, that's good thinking.
He's just got like mirrors in his belt, like little grenades.
Yeah, he's got it strapped across his chest. Instead of shotgun shells, it's tiny mirrors.
Like, it's stupid. I love that 0.5 second interval of Foxy is what spoke to you too.
Look, dude, I gotta find the gold in the rubble, man. Especially with Foxy.
Fucking game recognizes game. What can I tell you?
That's all I'm saying, dude. He's gonna give Komei a run for his money thinking like that.
Yeah. But again, speaking of Komei in this movie, I find him to be a super fun villain, all said and done. He doesn't need like the shadow of an admiral in order for him to be an interesting guy. He still follows in the shadow of another vice admiral we do know in the main series, known as Suru, which we met during the Dressrosa arc and whatnot. But like, that feels a lot less, I guess, useless and shoehorned than it did in the last special when he's just like, Kizaru, I love you. Anyway, and then the only justification for that bit was to have a fucking wax sculpture of Kizaru at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
In this, he's on his own merits. He even breaks the rules because he's like, listen, if we lose this one base, if I can capture all you pirates, that's still a fucking W in my book. I love a fucking psycho like that. Go off, King. That's a man who's not afraid to throw down to get what he wants.
Absolutely.
I love that for you.
Yeah, he was willing to use any trick in the book in order to get the Straw Hats in the bag, brother. Even destroyed his own Navy base, which definitely going to cost him, but, that's neither here nor there.
Definitely going to cost the Navy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I guess Luffy drained it again, which I don't even know how that fucking worked. They broke a wall down to let seawater get into the island, so it's all like like waist deep or like body deep, I guess. And then they slow beam a cannonball, and then Luffy punches it into the ground, and then the ground makes a crater, and then miraculously all the seawater can drain. But like, if the island was below sea level already,
mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure no matter how deep you make that crater, it's just gonna go to more water.
Yeah, also, for the record, we already had one of those. The pitfall he made went right to the water already, so this never should have worked in the first place.
Yeah, no, it definitely should not have worked.
So, if we were to go by this logic, then his plan should have never worked, because that cannonball hole was not really any bigger than the pitfall trap that had already been made and was there. So
no, it was not.
We're just gonna skate by all of the physics involved with it. Pitfall or not, Well, sorry, let me walk it back. The pitfalls shouldn't really have worked anyway.
What?
Like the water shouldn't be draining in. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the original pitfall now. I'm like, that pitfall, that one made perfect sense to me.
No. I'm just saying that the fact that the pitfalls or the cannonball hole would drain water in the first place doesn't make any sense, given the fact that, again, yeah, like you said, they're below sea level. So,
yes,
if anything, the water pressure should be pushing the water up into that hole.
Yes.
And making the water at the line in the first place.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking.
So, the pitfall should never actually be a pitfall in the first place. It should just be a small well that they dug, basically, that goes goes up to the surface level.
Somebody who fucking gets it.
So regardless of the actual physics of the situation, I also was thinking to myself when they slow beamed the cannonball, I was thinking to myself that is going to be the final blow. This will be fun. It'll be a combo move where Foxy slows the cannonball, Luffy punches the fuck out of it, gives it all of this stored potential energy, and then it shoots right back at Kome, and Kome gets absolutely fucking obliterated at Mach 17.
That's exactly what I also thought was going to happen, and I'm surprised it didn't.
And then they took this roundabout way just so that Luffy could make the pitfall zinger at him or something like that. I don't know.
they did literally after they do this bit, and Luffy's like, "What? You said you loved Pitfall."
It feels like the only reason that they had Luffy make a fucking hole in the ground was so that they could do this stupid joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that part, I didn't mind their final fight. I have a question for you, actually.
Yes, sir.
Have we seen armament Haki be able to actually manipulate the shape of an object before?
No, we have not.
Like his fan?
No, we have not. So I won't like get into it too much. I will say for this special, that was definitely a animator choice.
Okay.
I cannot promise you that one way or the other that is something that this series will stick with. And I say that mainly because I'm going to be so fucking free with you. It's going to appear again in other specials. It's going to happen. I promise you.
Oh.
But I can't promise you that it happens in the main series. You'll just have to watch to find out.
Okay.
But the animators made decisions in this movie to do that.
All right. I kind of hope it does, for the record. I think that the manipulation of the feather fan to Hakiify it and then also be able to manipulate the structure. I do think they got maybe a little carried away with how far this guy could stretch the feather fan. I think that was a little ridiculous. Like if the fan could go to sword length when they had it at that point, I was on board. But the fact that he could make it stretch all the way down that pitfall hole and also just
expand.
Just really fucking Sun Wukong's staff just infinitely just expanded basically was a little ridiculous. But what I like the base idea of armament Haki being able to fundamentally alter the structure and then reinforce it in the way that it does. I do hope that we see that in the main show, because we've already seen the gimmick of taking random shit and making it armament Haki so that it's a weapon. We've got this feather fan. Virgo uses a bamboo stick. Rayleigh bonked Luffy all the time with a wooden club that was armament Haki or whatever that was. I'm pretty sure that's, or was it a meat bone? Whatever the case was.
Yeah.
So like on that front, I think it's hilarious, and I hope that we get more of it.
Hell yeah. Gives a bit of a Hunter sort of vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Gives it a little bit of that Nen flair.
That extra juice. I also just love that he could basically make it. I think at one point, the man literally like Sonic jumps by making his fan super big and like flapping on the ground or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he just kind of he waves his fan to create like a gust of wind beneath him and then to give him extra height.
Yeah.
He can double jump basically. What a guy. I don't even think this guy even needs a fucking devil fruit. His fan is its own fucking devil fruit.
Honestly, kind of, yeah. With the way that he can manipulate it with armament Haki, fucking great. And initially they do that thing where in this movie he gets surrounded by this purple energy, and initially they make it seem very devil fruit-esque, but then it's just a flare for armament Haki, which is fine. I'm okay with it. Every Marine does not need to have a devil fruit. In fact, this guy probably would have been lesser as an antagonist if he did. because then it would take away from obviously all of the point
Agreed.
that he was using wisdom as a way to fight devil fruit users and using the terrain to his advantage in all of this.
Stark contrast to the last Marine baddie we had in the other special, who just had like another cannon that could also instant transmission.
Yes.
What a choice.
Yeah, that was a real fucking bullshit move by whoever made that movie.
I'll never stop thinking about that guy for as long as I fucking live. Belek or whatever.
I want to erase it as quickly as possible from my brain.
Fair enough, brother.
On the continued train of Kome, though, I did like, we've heard this sentiment before, and if Kome had come out and said, I'm a huge fan of Admiral Fujitora, I wouldn't have been surprised, because they basically echo the same sentiment about wanting to change the Navy from the inside if possible, and the idea that they fight for the common man and just need...
Yeah.
They fight for a justice that is much more in line with what you would hope the Marines would be in line with.
Yeah. He takes a lot of notes like from Fuji here, where at one point he's even like, and then I enlisted into the Marines, and you know what I found? We fucking ally with pirates in order to maintain the status quo. We just have vermin fighting vermin and never actually caring for the people who are suffering the most. And then I'm like, damn, dude, so you do got some wisdom in you.
Fucking facts.
Damn, you see the world for what it really is. I love that for you.
Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. It was all this guy's one bad crash out away from being Zephyr Part 2, though, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, give him one more bad day, and he's going the Z route for sure.
Absolutely. He's taking all that wisdom, and he's fucking over everybody.
He's like, honestly, we need a refresh. That's what we need here.
Yeah, hit a solid refresh on the world. Burn the world, if you could.
Burn the world. They also just like really wanted to Red Hawk in the special. If you haven't been able to tell yet, Red Hawk was like the big move after Fishman Island, and then there was a long period of time before Luffy did anything fresh. So we were living in Red Hawk Day for a while.
Yeah. No Gear 4 yet.
No fourth gear at this point.
So we're really living off of this Red Hawk combo here. Which isn't the worst thing. Red Hawk is cool as far as things go.
Yeah. Red Hawk's cool. But I mean, like, I don't know, man. I feel like I've talked about everything I want to talk about. And mostly what I wanted to talk about was how much fucking better this was than last week's movie.
Oh, tremendously so.
I had a great time. This is a solid 8 for me. I could watch this again. I'm actually surprised that I've seen like episode of Skypiea probably like 3 times, and I've only seen this movie once. I should definitely rewatch this more often. But yeah, I think I'm all right. Are you all right, Christian?
I feel pretty good.
All right, fantastic. Oh, also, just a reminder to the audience, the name of the Foxy Pirates, they got Pickles on that fucking team. And Hamburg.
Dude, I love Hamburg.
I mean, Hamburg is funny, but why the fuck is one of them named Pickles? Can someone just help me here, please? I need to know.
Well, Pickles was the giant too, or the biggest guy there, right?
No, Pickles is the second biggest guy, not the Wotan.
Oh.
I don't even know what the Wotan's name is.
Oh.
Ooh, yikes.
Slightly disappointing, but either way.
Yeah. All right, anyway, moving on. Next week is Adventures of Sabo. People, we've been saying it. We're getting back to the main series soon, but we're going to do at least one more special, and we're going to do the Sabo special, Adventures of Sabo. And once we're done with that, I can't promise you that we're going to be back the following week with real content, or with your regularly scheduled content. But episode of Sabo it is. So, moving on to quotes. Christian, do you have any quotes?
Yeah, I've got a couple quotes here.
Mm-hmm.
The one towards the beginning, Foxy asks something to Luffy, and I probably should have written it down, whatever it was. But then Luffy replies with your head got split even more?
You'll find us to be much more formidable now. We're totally different from the Foxy Pirates who used to be.
Did your head get even more split?
No way!
Frankie does not know this guy at all, by the way. He immediately jumps on the bandwagon of Splithead
Yeah.
the second he sees it.
Everyone's on board with Splithead and calling him Splithead.
There's a meme that goes with this too that I love to death. Like all of the straws like reference Trafalgar Law, like, hey, it's Trafalgar Law or it's law, until Luffy once calls him Traffy. And then the meme is them looking at each other and then they're like, Traffy!
Yeah, or Tra Guy, I think is what happens in the subs too a lot.
Or Tra Guy. Yeah, I guess they do Tra Guy in the sub. In the dub, they call him Traffy, but I think Tra Guy is the subtitles annotate him with or whatever. But
yeah.
Either way, I just love that bit. And whatever nicknames Luffy come up with, they're all just like, honestly, if it works, why change it?
Honestly, he cooked.
Continue. You got any more?
Yeah, the other quote I have is from Vice Admiral Kome, and it just echoes the sentiment I've kind of already talked about, or we've already talked about, I should say. Starting in the middle of the quote because it was too long, they're trying to counter violence with violence in reference to especially the warlords and employing them. Does it mean powerless people can't do anything? Nay, there is a weapon to fight back, a weapon called wisdom. And then, he goes on to talk about all of the other things we've already mentioned about wanting to change the Navy from the inside and how he's going to do it with brains over brawn. And I was here for it.
The powers that be hope to save the world by countering violence with violence. Does that leave those without special abilities unable to fight back or defend themselves? Nay, mankind still has a weapon. And that would be its wisdom. Using my maneuvers and cunning, I will bring an end to this cycle of violence. Only then will those who have lived in constant fear finally have a hope.
But that's it. That's all my quotes.
Animators, that's how you write a decent Marine. You did it. You didn't do it last week, but you did it this week. I'm proud of you.
Different ones, that's why. We got different people in here this time.
They probably was. Very, very different people. I got 3 quotes this week. They're all bits. I ain't gonna lie to you. As soon as they notice that there's a bunch of women on the shoreline, and then Sanji snags the binoculars from Chopper, and they're all discussing like what they're going to do. And Sanji's like, well, obviously we'll go over there and help them. And then from the side, Chopper goes like, you got something under your nose there, Sanji. And he's just fucking covered in blood on his face.
Yeah.
There's somebody stranded over there? Who is it?
Let me take a look. I think they're all women. Huh?
Women!
Oh, Sanji! Where's my meat?
Here.
Back to more important things, what should we do?
What any decent person would do, of course. When someone is in need, you help them, end of story.
Got a little something under your nose there, Sanji.
You guys want to stop by that island then?
I'd say the cook's not giving us much choice.
Honestly, it's a bit we've seen before. I just love the side commentary from Chopper being like, you got something under your nose there, Sanji. Honestly, it slays me every time. This one from Nami, right after Foxy declares that he wants to do a Davy back fight against Luffy again, and then he throws him the gun, and Robin's like, uh-oh, things are getting interesting. Fucking Nami with the most sincere, ugh, kill me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so good. That shit lives rent-free in this noggin right now. I'll be thinking about that line for weeks.
That's a good one.
Now there's only one reason why I would lure you straw hats here. And can you guess what it is? For a Davy back fight rematch. I assume you'll accept this challenge?
This is getting interesting, huh?
You've got to be kidding! Luffy, turn down that challenge!
Sorry, but that's impossible.
Huh?
A man isn't a man if he turns his back on something like this.
Ugh, kill me. Why are pirates such a bunch of macho morons?
I love that. Then this final one, this is when fucking the totally not Marine Concho is trying to pawn off the box of buttons or whatever. And at one point he offers the box to Usopp, and Usopp goes, nah, I'm trying to quit.
I'm trying to quit.
Like they're cigarettes.
Fee. And as a token of our friendship, I give you this.
Whoa! Wow, thanks a lot!
It's so beautiful! 2 opposing forces joining together to face a formidable foe! Here, have one.
Nah, I'm trying to quit.
What a silly interaction.
When you said that Frankie was into the whole thing about Splithead, it made me think of how I kind of regret the one thing I would wish for there to have been 3 games would be to see how Brooke and Frankie play them.
Yeah, that could have been fun. Also, I like the line at the end that Brooke is like, I haven't done one in decades. It's like, oh, right.
Next time, let's have a Davy back fight for real, okay?
No way! I don't want that at all!
I'm interested. You can count me in.
What?
It would be my first one in decades. I think it'd be fun.
The idea that he's definitely done this before, just, not with Foxy, but he's reminding the audience that Brooke's like close to a century old. He's like 60, 70 years old or something like that, technically, right?
Pretty much.
Maybe more. I don't even know.
Something in there. I mean, he was lost at sea for 50, and I think he was like 30 when he got lost. So I think he's like 80 right now.
Yeah, he's got to be like 80-ish then. He was there when the first Davy Back games were fought.
Do not speak the ancient texts to me. I know I was there when they were written.
He was there when they were played.
I feel like they had fun with the writing in this one again. That's what I need more fun.
Yeah, whoever's in charge of making this movie, you did a lot better than the last set of guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know that they weren't directly in line with each other, but like Nebulandia didn't come out right after. It was kind of close, I think.
I can even answer that. Do I still have it open? I don't have it open. But I believe Nebulandia is like the 9th special, and the Hand Island is like the 7th or something.
Yeah. So is Film Z the one in between then?
Yes. Well, Film Z came out literally the same day that the Hand Island special came out.
Yeah.
I think like a couple years later, they came out with Nebulandia.
Yeah.
I think they were probably in like, if not Punk Hazard in the anime, then maybe like really early Dress or something like that.
I think this was late Punk Hazard.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No, never mind. This is Dressrosa. They have episode 722 as the previous thing that happened.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I don't know where it fits in the timeline of the world, but when this movie was released, people were watching Dressrosa.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Specifically, Law doing his gamma knife for the first time.
Oh, shit. No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Well, we got our quotes. Moving on to Golden Ham.
Golden Ham. Well, Christian, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think we're gonna have to flip a coin tonight. Because there is nothing on this earth that will ever get me to shake my adoration for none other than Silver Fox Foxy, baby!
You didn't do anything, though.
I don't care! It's Silver Fox Foxy all the way! You either join me or you bring it to numbers. Take your pick.
All right, Golden Ham for here. It's kind of a tough one because there's interesting characters like Kome, but I'm not that compelled to give it to Kome. There's funny bits that happen, and largely a lot of the stuff does fall under like a Brook Chopper Foxy Crew sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Brendan, I think I'm on the basis of the badge. I'm gonna I'm gonna go along with you and vote for Silver Fox Foxy.
Slow, I gotcha! How do you like that?
I would prefer to vote for the badge directly, but I know that you're going to be too much of a stickler for voting for the man himself, so...
You're absolutely right.
I will give up this time because I did technically enjoy Foxy's presence in this movie, and that's not a phrase I thought I'd ever say in my life. Is that I'm voting for Silver Fox Foxy for Golden Ham. But here the fuck we are, I guess. I bet you didn't think you'd see this day either.
I never thought I'd see the fucking day. What is it? What is happening? I thought for sure the only way that this man was going to be on the poster is if he won on a game of chance. To be here holding this award for my boy. You know what? You see this, Tony? You see this little Emmy that I got in my hand? I'm gonna reshape in the shape of a fox face right now. There it is. In all of its fucking glory.
Hell yeah. Look at it.
Look at him. Look at it. Man, that's the fucking most satisfying golden ham I think I've given in a long fucking time. Thank you, Christian, for giving me this.
I'm happy that I could do this for you.
You're the best. And speaking of the best, moving on from the golden ham, we have fan mail. Unfortunately, I do have a fan mail that I have to hold on to because the sender requested that I not read it. We're going to have Justin read it, who is not here this evening. So, or Devin, I guess. We could also have Devin do it. Either way, we will be holding on to it, but just know we have it. Anyway, moving on to Garb Gab.
Garb and a gab. Gab and a garb.
What the fuck?
Brendan, nobody else is here this week, and it's really for the last couple of weeks it's been me and you. We've been on this journey together a lot.
Sure
Just the two of us. And I thought that I'd bring you a little more joy. I didn't think I'd be doing it with the golden ham, but that's an added bonus here.
Christian,
you got Silver Fox Foxy in your movie. You got Silver Fox Foxy in your golden ham. Brendan, I'm here to complete the trifecta for you. I've brought along with me the grab bag.
Christian, you don't know what this means to me. We need more of this. Sometimes listeners, we do these episodes and they feel good. I enjoy talking about this series as much as the next guy, but some days, some nights,
I stay up, cashing in my bad luck.
I was going to do it, but I forgot the next line. I was going to do it.
I got you, buddy. I don't know a lot of song references, but I got you on this one.
Thanks, man. So we're so in sync right now. Dude, what's in that grab bag? Oh, wouldn't you fucking know it? There are more fucking Foxy pins. Who would have goddamn guessed? I knew it. I knew you were fucking in my head.
I had to buy all of them. I couldn't let Luffy just be sad sitting there with a box of Foxy badges. I took them all off his hands.
God, this is fucking great. Give me one of these pins. I need it. I need it right now. Thank you for this. You're the best. Anyway, what does this pin say? It says haiku.
Ooh.
Christian, do you have a haiku ready?
I do in fact have a haiku ready. Let me pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
Slower than ever. A marine with a purpose. Gimme more Hamburg.
Okay, that wasn't the direction I thought it was going. I thought it was going to go different. As soon as you said slower, I was like, oh boy. Well, Christian, snaps. First of all, snaps. Fantastic haiku.
Thank you.
Second of all, yours did not go the way I thought it was going, so I decided to do it myself. My darling returns, the great Silver Fox Foxy.
You fucking bastard.
Best laughing tick in the fucking franchise. I don't even care.
Just using his laugh as the final line. I'd expect nothing less.
Dude, I have to here. You never know the next time we're ever going to see fucking Foxy again. And I know I always say that, but you never know.
You never know, and I did not think I was going to get it tonight. Yet here we are. Oh, man.
All right, Christian. Well, thank you yet again.
Of course.
On today, our Davy Back game in the booth with my lovely second Christian. Christian, do you mind closing out for the audience here?
Not at all, Brendan. We've got some social medias you can go and follow us on at Panda Sightings on Instagram and TikTok. You can check out all the reels, the videos, what have you. We're going to start pumping them out. They're cool. They're a little bit edited. They're stylized. It's nice. If you'd like to send us an email so that we have more and more to read on our fan mail segment, you can do so at pandasightings@gmail.com. Send us your lovely opinions. I know we asked for a bunch last week. we recorded these two movies fairly close to each other, so there hasn't been an opportunity for people to reveal their opinions on the Hand movie. So hopefully next time some people have revealed to us why they like that. Tell us how much you liked Foxy in this one if you want. And if you'd like to talk to people directly about it and not wait for us lazy bastards to get to the email, you can do so on our Discord, which you can find the link to in our link tree in the bios. And you can join a bunch of other people that also enjoy listening to us and talking to each other. And it's great. We got a neat little community there. It's very fun. It's very interactive. If you'd like to support us monetarily while we don't have any producer tiers or Patreon or anything like that, you can do so at our Redbubble. Buy up some stickers and other little design work that we've got going on over there. It's cool. They'll always be available pretty much. Sometimes we'll add occasionally new ones, and it's great. Rate us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts. Leave a comment. We'll go through them every now and then and pick out some. We should probably, if we're getting low on fan mails, maybe pick out a couple of those whenever we got the time. Probably me or Justin will start doing something like that, and it'll be great.
Great! Well, thank you again for joining us on today's rousing game of Davy Back Fights. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go see about a rooster.
A rooster? What are you doing with a rooster, Brendan? Brent, is he gone? Oh my God, he's gone already. I didn't even realize he just dipped out so fast. Okay. There's some like itch in the back of my head that's making me think that this is a bit for something else or some other joke or a reference that I'm just not remembering right now. And honestly, that's fine. My brain is fried. I've had enough. I had to put up with that bit all the way at the beginning, and I just...
Christian!
Oh, holy shit, he's back.
Christian, run!
What?
You run, Christian! The rooster, it's coming! You gotta run!
Jesus Christ, why is it so big?
Get out now!
Oh my God, okay.